It's Tom here from the West Ham Faithful. This is the West Ham Faithful Daily Show. We are working in partnership with the West Ham News official Facebook page. If you check the description below, you will find, what are those things called? A link. Yeah, just click on that. It will bring you straight to their page. Press join, answer a few questions. Bada bing, bada boom. What are you saying? This is the Daily Show. Might as well start with a bang, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, ain't there?
There's a few bits, yeah. From what I'm hearing amongst the West Ham world, it's exciting times, beautiful times to be a West Ham fan. Like, I know the older generation of fan is a little bit jealous of our generation, but my generation, for example, like, I'm 27. Like, I still experience times with West Ham in the Championship. I still had the Eggert Magnusson era with Avram Grant getting relegated, coming back up, and getting relegated and coming back up. Like, when I first started watching West Ham as a kid, my favourite players were Trevor Sinclair and Paolo Di Canio. So that just goes to show how young I actually am, in the sense of where you've got a lot of the older generations players will talk about players like Jeff Hurst, Martin Peters. Like, no, I still appreciate these players, but as a kid, these were my idols, you know what I mean? Anyway, over and done with. Is Kostic on his bloody way, Tel?
I bloody reckon he is.
I bloody well hope so. Turn the tone down the swearing so you can hear a lot of bloodies. Hey.
It's better.
Right, so it seems today that Fabrizio Romano has tweeted saying that West Ham is applying a lot of pressure. We're pushing hard to try and get this deal, to try and get a deal done. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that West Ham are trying to convince Kostic, like, before. It seems as though West Ham are trying to sort out personal terms with Kostic before they've agreed a fee with Frankfurt. That's the way it seems. Like, as people have alluded to, in, like, previously, including myself, there was all the rumours that he might have turned up with Skamaka when he arrived to sign his contract to discuss personal terms. Now, this rumour isn't going away, and it ain't going to go away unless he pens a new deal, the transfer window shuts, or West Ham sign him. So, or he moves to another team, obviously. But it seems like he is very, very interested in West Ham. He has turned down 2 other Champions League playing or qualified teams for whatever reason, but he is still open to offers from West Ham, even though they are not in the Champions League, which makes me think that the other Champions League sides were not willing to either match or even go anywhere near what West Ham are offering him. So I'm guessing these would have been either lower tier Champions League sides that would have offered him maybe like a 15 grand rise, whereas West Ham ain't in the Champions League yet. We've been touted to basically double his wages, which for a player who's 29, he's gonna have to considering as his wages are 40k a week at Frankfurt. As a player, that has not hit the heights of, that compares to his ability. The geezer's an assist king, mate. He is. If we play him as a left winger, that's our left wing problem done. Yeah? We can also play him in a back 5 as well, which we all know Moyes likes to do with players who have against teams who have a talisman. Yeah. So, for example, like when West Ham played Aston Villa when they had Grealish, we would double up on Grealish on the right hand side. Yeah, so you had Kufal and Ben Johnson. Remember?
And then you had Cresswell.
When Kufal found him the Sunday morning in his back pocket. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, so Moyes obviously likes to do that. It seems to me that Kostic seems interested. We're very interested. Newman is trying his hardest to get this done, it seems. Yeah, credit to Newman once again. What's your opinion on the whole thing? Actually, no, not on the whole thing. I haven't finished. We've had a £15 million bid rejected. Apparently, there was a bid before that, which I'm not sure what that bid amounted to.
I was it was about 13.
But Frankfurt are looking for about 20 million. I'm not sure whether any of that's in pounds or euros, but this is just what my research has brought me to.
From what I'd seen, it was 20 million euros, and then, but in pounds, I think that's like 18 million in pounds.
It'll be something like 17.2 million, I think.
Yeah.
Or
So
18
that's
million.
not too bad.
So there's not that much of a difference, is there?
No, it's not too much of a difference, but it's something that's reachable. We could definitely get there.
Do you reckon this is another Paul Newman masterclass?
I do. I think Paul
Mate,
Newman
he's
would have
definitely
seen him
putting
as
his
a
stamp on the
target.
club, isn't it?
Yeah, I
He's
think he would have
impressed me
seen him
this
as
summer.
he
I
would have
think we've
seen him
still
as
got
a
work to do,
target.
but it's impressive.
Yeah, I think he would have seen him as a target, and then took a closer look at him as I think the original interest actually started from when we played Frankfurt, so that's where it would have shown.
Yeah, it's the best way to scout, isn't it? By seeing them play against you.
Yeah, and therefore you can necessarily use it as a stepping stone of what to expect. Obviously, he would have got a closer look, but I think he would be watching him even before then.
Yeah,
we even though as much as we needed a goal scorer, we also needed someone who was good at assisting. And this season we've got our goal scorer sorted, so I think we'll do well. And for someone who's dubbed as the assist king, it's definitely worth the money that's been thrown about for him.
100%, mate.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
It's definitely worth it. And that's the thing. If we get him now, it'll be so much better because obviously, if we wait until January, then a lot more clubs are going to be in for it. Because
I'm not being funny though. The information that I've gained has come from both Fabrizio Romano and Darmish, so they're both credible sources. So we've got reason to believe that there's a lot of truth behind this. Do you know what I mean? And when you've got X who backs it up on the sidelines as well, who brings me to my next point. X has given an update on Peter Zielinski.
Yeah.
More talks are planned to happen with Napoli. And it's been reported that we're close to an agreement. I don't know whether that's a fee for the player or whether that's personal terms with Zielinski, but it's one or the other. And either way, it seems very exciting, mate.
Yeah, like from what I've seen, we're prepared to offer him like 4.19 million a year on each contract, and I reckon that is for the fee. Because I've been hearing from what I've seen, it's just getting closer and closer as we're also putting a lot of pressure into it.
From last I heard is that we put in a bid for 25 million and that got knocked back, and I never heard of any other bids. From what I heard is that Napoli wanted 40 million euros and we valued him between 30 and 35 or something. So obviously there's a little bit of a gap between the valuations, but not enough to throw the negotiations out the window. And it seems to me that this again, Paul Newman, his name has come up in wanting to push this deal through.
Yeah. Every report that I've seen of Zielinski and Kostic, it's been just Rob Newman over and over again.
But if X is reporting we're close to an agreement, that's very promising. Very
Yeah,
promising.
extremely
And
promising.
although some people don't like him, some people think he's a fraud or whatever, each to their own and all that. I'm not a fanboy. I do not sign up for his Patreon. I just get my information from other sources and other routes to getting the same information without paying for it anyway. Not that I don't agree with the Patreon or anything. I've got nothing against them. I like the work that they do, but it's like their information just gets filtered through social media and stuff like that. So you end up finding out anyway. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, them guys do a great job. But as far as we're concerned, we get our information from. We try to get them from as credible sources as we can. We don't claim to be ITKs. We do not know anyone inside the club. Yeah, so we're just two opinionated West Ham fans trying to do our thing. Anyway, so yeah, it seems like Paul Newman's on this thing, blood.
It's getting the job done. We got to trust in him, and
Yeah.
according
Oh,
and
tell I had a good idea. Yeah, when I do the opposition show,
yeah,
when I try and get an Arsenal fan on, I'm gonna try and do the whole interview acting like troops
yeah.
in it, blood. Blood clot mad ting. uh oh, silly blood. It's silly. It's silly, fam. Don't get me wrong, obviously, like we grew up in Walthamstow. So it's rather like I don't know, it's not a sense of there's a way people talk in it, do you know what I mean? Like we grow up with that kind of slang. So like even me and you naturally, we have certain slang words. But
Yeah.
yeah, some people just overplay on it. And it's his interview used to really irritate me because it's just like just calm it down a bit, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I get you. It's
You know
like,
what I mean?
yeah, you know what I mean.
But
Um,
anyway, I don't want to have Arsenal fan TV on my case. I don't even know if Troops is still working with them. I did see an interview with Robbie and Troops the other day, but there was the whole thing about him beating up his missus and that come out. So Robbie was like he weren't working with them. But then I've seen a video of him and Robbie recently. I
yeah,
think when they were on their USA tour. But anyway, enough about them. What are we saying? Naif Agurd potentially out till the World Cup, as it's common knowledge at this moment in time. We are looking at replacements, mate.
yeah.
And
I've
from
heard
what
about
I
Abdul
hear,
Diallo.
yeah,
Abdul Diallo.
Amado Diallo from PSG, who's available for 17 million. But it seems to me they've already replaced him with someone cheaper than what they're trying to sell him for. So I don't quite get it. They're trying to sell a player for more than they've paid for the replacement for that player.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I mean, I don't really know too much.
I know bugger all about him, mate. I know nothing about him
I know
at
nothing.
all.
I've heard his name being thrown about where a few clubs have gone in for him, but
Yeah.
I don't really know too much about him. So
Yeah, I'm not. I couldn't give too much information. His name first popped up to me today. I only got home from work 2 hours ago, and Terry was round my house when I got home from work, so he had to get home before we could record this video. So now it's 7:30. Been a long old day. So I haven't had the time, or I ain't really got the energy to do any research about him. I've only recently found out about him myself. So yeah, I can't really comment on the geezer. But one person I can comment on is Dwight McNeil and the end of our pursuit for him because he has joined Everton.
Yeah,
straight.
I read
20
that.
million as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'd be very unsure about Dwight McNeil. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a decent
Yeah,
player,
his
but
stats last season were terrible, mate. He's a
yeah,
good player.
yeah,
Obviously, like I've done my
that's fine.
research on him when we were linked with him. He come from Man United's academy.
Yeah,
Yes, he is a good little player. He scored his first Premier League goal against us. He was a good little player. I did think he was quite promising. But last season he was just poor. He was
yeah,
supposed to be the main creative outlet for Burnley, and
yeah,
because he was pulling up blanks 9 out of 10 games, so were Burnley, and
yeah.
essentially got them relegated.
Well, the
But
truth
I'm
is, like,
hearing Vincent Company has taken over Burnley, and
yeah, and
did
Josh
Josh
McCullum, Josh
Cullen?
Cullen, Josh Cullen followed him. He signed him
Yeah, he
for a week.
joined him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on Burnley next season. I think Company will be a good character to have in the Premier League as a manager.
yeah. He was
I
definitely a
think,
good character when he was playing, wasn't he?
yeah, he seemed like, I don't know, the Man City fans loved him, innit?
Yeah.
And
I
too right,
mean,
he did bits. He was a loyal captain for them, and yeah, he was one of
and
the
then that
few players that was there before they won the titles and everything. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? So
he was there before
you could say
everything.
he's a Manny boy, mate. He's a City boy, City boy from Belgium.
So,
But yeah, 20 million, bro. What if
150.
West Ham paid 20 million for Dwight McNeil and then tried to unveil it to us? I wouldn't be surprised if the fans went nuts. Dwight
Yeah, no,
McNeil is
no,
not worth more than £10 million maximum. And if we did sign him, he weren't getting into our first team.
nowhere
No.
near. How
Ben
would he
Rahman's
been
better
playing
than
for
him.
teams?
Miles better than him.
Yeah, how
Ben
would he?
Rahman's miles. Do you know what? I'll even go to as far as to say Vlasic is miles better than him on the left.
I'd say. Yeah,
Well, Vlasic got as many goals last season, didn't he?
Vlasic got one goal, but he only got
Yeah.
like six
How
stars.
many goals did Dwight McNeil get?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know Dwight
I don't
McNeil
even
played a
think
lot more than
any.
Vlasic did. I mean,
Huh?
and
I don't
Vlasic
think
only
Dwight
played six
McNeil. I think he got
stars.
like one assist as well. No, you can't be spending 20 million on a player that comes up with them kind of numbers, regardless of previous seasons. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not only that, uh, Vlasic only
Oh.
played 6 games last season.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He did score a goal.
And
And to be
was
fair, what a lot of people like to forget is after you notice he was getting a run of games, and then there was that incident that happened. I forgot who we were playing, but a player landed when Vlasic tackled and he broke his leg. He
yeah,
broke his ankle really bad. I forgot who it was. It slipped my mind. But Vlasic like looks absolutely like
I know.
shocked. He was
Uh,
distraught. Like
yeah, who was that against? I just
I
can't remember
forgot.
who it was against, but I
There's
know
no
who
point.
you're. I know what it's you're on about. I think it was a cup
Yeah,
game. Yeah, it was a
and it
cup
was
game.
right in front of him.
Yeah, it's obviously he thought he did it, but it's the way he
Yeah,
landed.
yeah, yeah. But it wasn't his fault at all. At all. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's another one. I almost left this out. I've heard that Nikola Vlasic has been linked to a club
yeah.
in his
He's on
home country called
Hadji's.
Hajduk Split.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could have swore he used to play for them at some point.
I think he
I'm
did.
not
He
sure.
might have done.
Yeah, unless it was someone
Well, what do
else.
you think
But
about that? Because I did hear he had a bit of interest from Torino. You know,
yeah,
Andrea
and that
Belotti's
back down.
team.
Yeah, that I mean, I heard I heard well from the reports that I'd seen at that time that he was say I was close to even like being set to sign for them, but it just never went through.
Yeah,
But
it's one of those things.
I think we should give him another season. I reckon because he only played 6 games last season, and yeah, he may have obviously
Nah,
not
mate,
seen
he's
what
been
he's done.
played out of position since he
Yeah,
arrived. Do you know what I mean? He's a centre attacking midfield. He's not a left
yeah.
winger.
And he,
But yeah,
when I've seen him playing Cam, he seems to be quite decent. Like look at the
he,
Luton.
he seemed promising in he seemed quite promising in the friendlies.
Yeah,
He seems to be a bright spark. Ben Rama, I think, has been very poor in the friendlies, but you can't look at friendlies. I've seen players have the worst pre-season and then start the season firing. Do you know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. You played a friendly 3 days ago and you missed an open goal, yet you scored a hat trick on first game of the season. Shit like that. Do you know what I mean? My language, sorry. Like, I think that was the first swear word in 20 minutes. I'm proud of myself.
and to
Anyway,
be
let's
fair,
drop back to the centre back situation, because if we are back into the market, it seems that David Moyes is willing to give Issa Diop. Uh, he's willing to grant Issa Diop his wish to leave.
yeah, and obviously it's like a ripple effect. I think we're gonna wait until we're basically signed another one before fully granting it, but it does look like he is.
It's a
And
shame, because unless the thing is, we can't go out and spend stupid money on another defender, because Aguad's going to be back in 6 months. So
yeah,
this defender is then going to drop down the pecking order again. So we're going to have to try and sign a centre back that's going to be willing to pay a bit part. We need another Dawson.
yeah, we need another
Because
Dawson.
we can't go out and spend that kind of money for this player to only play half the season for us.
Yeah, we can't. It'd basically be a waste of money. Obviously, he's just gonna obviously we're looking to sign someone who's
Yeah.
just gonna cover for the time being until a guy's back. Obviously, you got to give
Yeah.
it that time for when a guy's actually get back into his groove. But you've got to find someone, like you said, another Dawson.
Yeah,
And
someone cheap but efficient and can do a job. Do you know what I mean? Someone who can stand in and perform for the meantime. Now, you see, everyone takes the fact with Dawson. Dawson's got a mistake in him. Everyone knows it. There's one mistake a game, but 9 out of 10 times he gets away with it. Yeah.
yeah,
See, the thing is, that's the thing. It's just finding a player who's got a mistake in him that won't have multiple mistakes a game, but gets disregarded as a quality player just because they get that mistake a game. Do you know what I mean? Whereas
yeah,
Issa Diop got that reputation because every time he played, he would make a mistake and everyone caught onto it. But most players do have one mistake in them a game. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Even Declan Rice ain't perfect,
Like,
even when he
mistakes
has
happen.
unbelievable
Everyone
games.
makes
You've seen him go to pass the ball out long wide and it's just fell a little bit short or gone out, or he's tried to bang a sideways ball and giving it away. That's happened a couple of times. Like no, these footballers are footballers. They're human beings. They're not robots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone makes
Unless you're bloody
mistakes.
Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. Eh,
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's a human being, and that's what happens. Sometimes you make mistakes, and sometimes a lot of people will catch on to it and give you slack for it. But one and truly, I think what Dawson is good at, even I think he knows he hasn't mistaken him at least once a game, but I think he does well to rectify that. I mean, come on, look at last season. He was what for a lot of it. He was the only proper centre back,
yeah.
and even with a broken nose and a few niggles, he still went on.
Yeah, he played with the rest of the end of the season with a fire problem, didn't he?
Yeah,
Well, Kufal was playing with a hernia, mate.
yeah. If I would played pretty much half the season, or pretty much more
It's
than.
mad. It's mad how him and Suchek look like they're proper on form at the moment, isn't it? They
Yeah,
needed that rest, mate.
yeah. Like now that they've got that rest, they're gonna be coming back. You can tell how much how tired
See, the thing
Suchek
is, the fans are going to expect them to be coming back now as well. So,
and have you seen the best Suchek? He's
huh?
fully refreshed. So I think we're going to be seeing the best of Suchek. And when
Let's
he
hope.
plays,
From the
he
indications from the
plays
friendlies,
forward and
especially
close.
since Sutek's been back, it seems like Moyes is giving him a warrant to go further forward.
Yeah, and
Seems that way, and that might be the reason why the contract talks with Suchek are
yeah,
going to continue, and they're going to continue in a positive manner rather than just, oh no, that money's not enough. But yeah,
yeah,
anyway, I think that is it for us today, mate.
yeah.
If Before we go, if everyone wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, if you enjoy this content and you've made it this far, you lucky bugger. You have the pleasure of, well, finding out my Twitter name, which is the
Nice.
Faithful West Ham. Give me a DM if you're interested in jumping on the show to have a chat with myself or Terry. Also, a quick shout out we are needing fans of other clubs for our opposition reviews, previews, where we can just have basically what me and Terry do here, but a chinwag in just about what the upcoming fixture will entail. Um, if you want to try and find Terry on Twitter, not like anyone wants to. Here he is at Faithful Tezza. As advertised at the start of the show, we do work in partnership with the West Ham News official Facebook page. If you wouldn't mind checking the link below, check them out, join the group. Yeah. Also, they do have a YouTube channel. Could look that up as well. Anyway, that's enough from me. That's enough from you. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons!